Good morning, everyone. Sorry about the later start. Hello, hello. Not sure what was happening there on Zoom, but maybe Zoom is very busy with the holidays. So anyway, here we are. Great to see everyone here for week 3. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Feel free. Good. Thanks, Cynthia. Thumbs up. Feel free to say hello. You can say hi in the chat box, and we'll have a chance to chat in a little bit. So I really want to welcome everyone here today. Turn on my light. We're in class week number 3 of. Hello, Andrew. Hi, Pam. Hi, Sharon. Great. I feel like we were just together last night. So some of us in the webinar. Hello, hello. Anyway, here we are again. We have a pretty full week this week because tomorrow, actually, if you're planning on joining me for Embodied Boundaries, I think it said it was a 2-hour class. It's probably going to be about one and a half hours. Even if you can come for, part of that, that's fine. But today's class will also be a good foundation for tomorrow as well. So week 3 of a 4-part series. And for those of you that are wondering, there is a class next week. It's on the 24th from 10 to 11, and that will be our last one in this series. So we have been diving in to the vagus, our friend, the vagus nerve. Go, see myself. Our friend, the vagus nerve. And this research has really come about in the last 10 years or so with something called polyvagal theory. Don't dive into it. Well, you can if you want to. It's really complicated, and you don't need to know all about the intricacies of. Have any of you dived into vagus nerve research or any of the info around it? Okay, don't no. Just take the practices and do the practices. It is so involved, and it's taken me a long time to really understand. So I just want to bring what's necessary to you. So it's the longest cranial nerve in our body. I'm going to bring you through a few images just as a reminder of what it is that's going on inside of us when we do these practices, and what does that mean for ongoing pain. Well, apparently it means a whole lot. And we can start to take the fixing and the figuring out and the thinking and the problem solving out of it and simply start to do the practices. Because your own experience in your own body is really going to be the ultimate test of what this is. But I find it helps to understand why we're doing these things. All right. Okay, I go to a corrective care that has a setup for that. Interesting. I'm wondering if you're talking about vagus nerve stimulation or modulation, where they have actually started to implement something, I don't know what, and that actually goes in a physical thing and stimulates the vagus nerve. And it's being used to treat certain conditions. Our friend Keith Meldrum actually has that. He was on one of our webinars recently. Okay, I think everybody's in from the waiting room. Let's get started. Today we're going to talk about the vagus nerve and safety. Safety meaning if you have safety and you've got danger, you've got the danger signals coming up into your body, signaling pain, alert, harm alarm, set off the fire alarm. Something's not right here. And then you've got these safety signals in your body that say, we can breathe. I think we're okay. It's perhaps, a higher pain signal than I would like today, but I'm okay here. I'm safe and I can breathe again. So we want to start outweighing the danger signals with the safety signals in our body. And this is where the vagus nerve in the part we're going to look at today, which is actually below the diaphragm, really comes in very handy. And in fact, if you've been doing any of the practices or the classes so far, you've already been doing this. So again, the vagus means traveler, so it wanders, or it means wanderer. So it's wandering through your body, helps regulate stress, and activates the body's relaxation response. Why is that important for pain? Well, you probably know that over time, we become really skilled at protective responses. We become very skilled at bracing, at muscle tension, at short and shallow breathing, at thought patterns around like anxious thoughts, worst case scenarios, catastrophic thinking that only feed in to that danger response. So what we talked about last night, actually, in the webinar, is that neurons that are sending all these signals, and I didn't know this until recently, they can't do two things at the same time. So they can't send a pain signal and send a relaxation signal at the same time. It can only send one or another. So you probably want as much neuronal activity, as many neurons as possible, gathering to send safety signals. That's what we're going for. We can do that right now and gather a few more as you're coming in here. And as you're sitting and you're listening, by just finding your breath. Let's just go on a little discovery here. And yeah, let's just find our breath. Yeah, and as we do that, you might just start taking a deeper, more expansive breath into your body. So maybe bringing in more air through your nose, expanding through your lungs, maybe letting it out of your mouth. And as we start to do that, slower, deeper, start to let go of a little bit of bracing in your shoulders, in your jaw. And what we're going to do today is allow our energy to sink a little bit deeper. And even as I do that, as I breathe, I can hear my voice starts to get deeper because it's not high and like high pitched and like, if any of you know, I'm like a horse out of the gate when I get going. And when I breathe, my voice starts to go deeper and deeper down into my body. And I know for myself that that is already the vagus nerve being activated. And what happens from there is I become more present, more aware, less worried about what this whole class is going to be like. And I'm more able to respond in the present moment. I can feel, and maybe you can feel your body just start to relax a little bit. Let go of clenching in your legs, your arms, your toes, your hands, and allow the breath as much as you can to move freely down through your central channel of your body. So it moves in, follows the path of the vagus nerve through your nose, down through your throat, opening up your esophagus, down in through your lungs, your heart, using that diaphragm in the middle of your body to move into your gut, your pelvis, all of your organs right now, your liver, your kidneys, and your spleen, and your vagus nerve right now, as we're breathing and expanding into our gut, is bringing those messages of safety from your gut up to your brain and vice versa. Okay, beautiful. So as we're in that state, you might just stay there, or you might just actually look. I'd like to just show the intricacies of all the pathways through the solar plexus, kidneys, colon, the small intestine, all the way down. And it really is a key to regulation of our fight, flight, freeze that develops with ongoing pain. So we're moving through the shutdown, moving through the fight or flight into the green, where we can access more safe and social feelings. If I'm in shutdown, it's not a good idea for me to teach a class, right? I'm gonna be disconnected from you, from myself, and as well as if I'm stressed or agitated, it's probably not I'm not gonna have great conversations if I'm going to a party. You know, I'm gonna be agitated. So as we're moving into the holiday season, as much as we can, and we can't always be there, we're gonna venture to be more in green, feeling safe and social, and feeling social helps us to feel safe. Doesn't mean we have to go and start socializing, but we can. So it really is what we call the superhighway. And I need a reminder of this myself. It's the information superhighway. And these are all the automatic things that it's monitoring right now. Our digestion, our heart rate, our mood, our inflammation, our immune system. It's intricately involved in our voice. And, it's down there, immune system, yeah. So all of these things. So if my vagus nerve goes offline, my digestion will shut down, my heart rate will increase, my mood will get either shut down or agitated. I'm probably going to develop some inflammatory markers in my body. My voice is going to either close, I'm going to find it hard to speak, and it might get high and in a more, I want to say frightened, unsafe condition. Not that I feel unsafe, but I'm going to go into another state where I'm not relaxed. So it originates in the brain, neck, torso, and carries this information back and forth. But this is the part I really want you to understand this week, that 80% of its signals are sensory signals, sensations that travel from the inner organs up to the brain. 80% travel from our gut up to our brain, and 20% travel down. So changing thoughts and changing your mindset is helpful, but more of the messages come from the body up to the brain. And this is what I think is so important for us, that when we can start to change our state, our thoughts and our well-being and our mood and our thinking changes. How many of you have battled to change your thoughts? If only I thought positive. If only I was grateful. Why can't I just be grateful? And in the meantime, your body is sending you all these danger signals. So we end up like squashing our signals, trying to change our mindset. And it may really help. And I won't say it's a not worth doing, but it's really hard. There's an easier way. Exactly. Gruggly. Oh my goodness. That's a great word, Tammy. Gruggly. I wonder if that's an emotion of feeling gruggly. It's a shift in the thinking of direction. Exactly, Sharon. Spent hours, oh my goodness, trying to convince myself I'm safe, relaxed, the pain is bearable. In some ways, I will venture to say it's like we are gaslighting our body. And because you know what, like it's like saying my voice. Oh yes, Tammy, yeah, gruggly voice. It's like saying I'm safe, to speaking to my body. What's wrong with you? What's the matter? You keep sending me these signals, and I'm safe. This pain is bearable. And it's like telling another person to calm down when they're angry, right? Or when they're stressed. Don't be stressed. Have you ever been told to calm down when you're like not calm? Right, Andrea? Yeah, like I can see it. What does it make you want to do? It makes you want to like wring their neck. So it's like telling your body to calm down when you're not feeling calm. Now, it increases my strong feelings. Yes, yes. So what we can do now is access our body, which is the state of our nervous system. And at least for now, just let the mind go, or you might notice that, oh, I'm having some really worried thoughts. Okay, I'm going to go into the body and shift my state. It's far easier and requires less effort. 80% from bottom up. So the gut feelings, the emotional experiences are all gathered up by the vagus nerve, send information to the brain. All right. So let's practice. And I've got two mantras that I like to remind us of that are stories in our mind. And when I say stories, I don't mean that anybody's making anything up, but what I mean is the thoughts that stick, the stories we keep telling ourselves follow what state we're in. So remember, it's kind of a switcheroo. When we shift our state, our stories start to change. And the second one is discomfort does not always mean danger. You know your body best. You're going to know if it's something new, something that maybe I should, just go get this checked out. I would never say don't do that. But you also know yourself well enough to know if this is part of the ongoing pain condition that you've been living with. Okay. So, okay, there we go. Check in here. How's everybody doing? It's an exhausting, ongoing inner conversation that many, if not most of the people in the world are engaged in this conversation with themselves, trying to shift their thought patterns. And if you can remember, when you have those frightening, scary, catastrophizing thoughts, that indicates a state that's agitated. When you have those down, shut down, despair, hopeless thoughts, that indicates a state that's in shutdown, in what we call dorsal shutdown. And that's where we can stimulate ourselves to get back in balance. All right. So what we've been doing is we've been working with the head, the neck, the shoulders, this part where the nerves of the vagus nerve reach the surface and we have access to them. And today we're going to move down to the subdiaphragmatic, so below the diaphragm. Because in the lower, we're going to make our way down, the lower part of our body is associated with safety and security. So just like Lynn was saying, like I tell myself I'm safe, I tell myself, and yet my body, doesn't always feel it. So this is where we're trying to, if there's an argument going on here between the mind and the body. We're going to move down into the lower organs, the lower half of the body. If you're in yoga, it will be the lower 3 chakras, also associated with safety and security. The easiest way to start stimulating the vagus nerve is to get that diaphragm moving. And this is the big flat muscle that goes across our body right underneath our rib cage. The easiest way to do that is to start breathing. All right. So I invite you to just join along with me without judging, what's going on, good, bad, I like this, I don't like it. Just give it a shot. So here we go. So everyone just come into wherever you're seated or you're lying down. And if you need to move or stand up at any point, you do what's good for your own body. So I invite you to again start connecting in. First of all, with your breath. So maybe bringing a bigger breath, a horizontal breath into your lungs, blowing out through a straw. And expand, perhaps through your nose. And a cooling breath through a straw. And again, you'll notice my shoulders don't really go up and down very much because I'm breathing into my torso. And if you're not there, that's okay, you'll get there. Breathing in, expanding front to back, side to side. Good. Now you can take your hands actually and just bring them onto your rib cage, the side of your ribs, if that works for your arms. And feeling your rib cage, breathing again. And just noticing if your fingertips come apart a little bit, back together. And if they don't, it's okay. We're just getting moving. And again, do your fingertips come apart? And back together. Now drop your hands onto your thighs. Breathe as if your hands are there. Good. Now we're going to just tip our chin slightly so we can open up the back of our neck below our skull, that soft part, to extend where that vagus nerve can get a little kinked. And breathe. Good. We're lengthening through the spine, breathing in, lengthening the back of your head, up to the top of your head, and Good. And now as we breathe, we're going to bring in a vibration down through our inner body using the sound of VOO. So VOO. And as we know, this enervates our whole esophagus down into our belly. Yogis have known this for years, decades, centuries. So we're going to breathe in. And on the out, just enjoy a gentle VOO. Hopefully you can feel that. And once again, breathing in, belly, chest. VOO. Jaw is relaxed. Tongue is relaxed. Shoulders melting down. And again, or just do a few more in your own time. Bringing in that inner, it's an inner massage, an inner opening. Good. Now I've got earbuds in, so it sounds like I'm just vooing right into a big echo chamber. And now you can shift it to mouth closed and a hum. Breathe and feel it right deep down, down into your body. This can also help to quiet the mind. Good. Back of the neck is long. Shoulders are relaxing. Jaw, tongue are relaxed. Let go. Okay. Good. So coming into the easiest part to access. As we're breathing, we're bringing in a hand on the back, the occipital, and on the front, your forehead, combining it with a VOO or a hum. Holding your head, touching all those places where the vagus nerve comes close to the surface of your skin, the largest organ in your body. Now bringing your hands right around to the front of your face. Who would have thought you would have learned this at a pain clinic? And holding your face right up to your eyes, below your eyes. You can even give a gentle massage. This is where the vagus nerve comes and activates through your eyes, your sinuses, and your jaw. Holding gently. Relaxing your shoulders, holding your face. And now maybe some massage through. If you have TMJ, even if you don't, you may have been gripping, allow your jaw, because there's a direct relationship between your jaw and your pelvis. So now we're just moving down around the chin. Good. Relax your hands down. Now breath in. Left ear towards left shoulder. Holding it here, bring your eyes to the left-hand corner of their sockets. And just breathing here. Notice if your belly is tensed up. The main thing, bringing your eyes to that corner stimulates your vagus nerve. And you want to be here for, when you're doing it on your own, about 20 seconds aside. Good. When you're done, breathing to the center. Exhaling right ear towards right shoulder. Try to keep a length in the left-hand side of your neck. Keeping your torso fairly upright. Breathing and eyes to the right-hand corner of their sockets. This is a funny enough, when we're stimulating the vagus nerve, we feel a release. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay. And coming back up. So just checking in, the breath. We're going to start doing a 3-part breath because we're going to move right through that diaphragm and get it flowing like it should be and not stuck as it often is. So we're going to breathe into, you can bring a hand to your belly and a hand to your heart. Breathe to your belly, and right down, down, down into your belly, and then into your chest. And release. 3-part breath. Belly, up to your heart or your chest. We're moving right through that diaphragm and release down into your pelvis. And 1 part belly, 2-part chest. You keep your hands there, or you can let them go, pretend that they are there, and expanding into your belly, blowing yourself all the way up like a balloon. And let it all go back down. Okay, here we're going to start some movement. You can use a sigh. Sighs are great. Breathing into your belly. You can blow yourself up like a balloon. Into your chest. You can even hold it for a minute. And let everything go. You can allow your shoulders to kind of round a little bit. So we're getting the spine involved. And then we're breathing into the belly, into the chest, lengthening. And then letting it go back down, melting down. You might know these as cat-cows. And we're putting a lot together here. So please, please join me in this. Don't overthink it. Let it go back down. You're kind of curving your spine. Be mindful of spine and neck. And then expansion. You can even look up slightly and open your chest. Expansion and letting go. Your vagus nerve, if you're doing this, there is no question that you are stimulating your vagus nerve, whether you think you are or not. Here, the thoughts kind of become irrelevant. Good. And maybe round off by doing 1 more and then coming back into the center. Oops, readjust yourself. Maybe have a drink, move, do what you need to do. Okay, good. So often we go into a bit of a lockdown in our body where we kind of hunker down in protection, protective stance, protective thoughts, diaphragm basically gets locked. So when we're opening like this and we're breathing fully, whether you like it or not, your vagus nerve is getting on board here. It's becoming friendly. So the next thing we're going to do to move into, again, into the lower half, the first 3 chakras or the area of the pelvis, is we're going to do a gentle twist by taking a long breath in. And then as we exhale, I'm taking my hands to the side and just very gently, it doesn't even need a lot of a twist to one side. Keeping your sitting bones fairly evenly weighted move through the base of your spine, the middle, and maybe the upper, maybe your neck, maybe your eyes. And if none of that works for you, just do the eyes. The eyes are super powerful. And take a breath here. Release it back to center. And with your next breath, the other side. So the base of your spine, middle and upper. And again, move with your own body. Don't follow me. Do what you can. Chin, eyes. Breathing tall. And coming back to center. Okay. So we can bring a hand right down. You can't see my hands here, but I'm bringing my hands right down into below, around my belly button, and just giving a gentle massage. So many people have been told to suck in their gut, to have some kind of a flat belly, and it's just actually not the way that we're made. So allow yourself right now to gently massage down below around your belly button, allowing those organs to just relax as you breathe into your hands. So we're using our breath, relaxing in through the gut, the belly, and you can even just kind of give yourself some movement from side to side if you feel like your back feels like it's kind of stuck. Gentle twists, softening, which is, not what the general fitness world will tell you, but that was not always good for Vegas. Okay. And now we're going to return back to where we're sitting. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, lengthen the back of your neck, your spine. And as we take a breath in and breathe out, allow yourself to rest down into your pelvic bowl. So as you're breathing, your pelvis or your pelvic bowl is that bone structure that houses all of your organs. So let's just bring some breath down into your pelvis. And notice any tightness in your groin, in your upper legs, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. And as you're breathing in, sending that breath right down below your diaphragm, expanding your belly, maybe your lower back, bringing space, bringing air, bringing aliveness, oxygen down to your liver, your spleen, your kidneys. And now, when you exhale, allow yourself to land right in your tailbone. Obviously, if you've got tailbone issues going on, don't force anything that feels uncomfortable. But bringing your attention right down into the base of your spine. You might even visualize just a soft landing pad. at the base of your spine, where there's a center of energy that holds us, that signals safety, and allowing your spine and your body just to be held there by your tailbone, your pelvic bowl, relaxing your belly. Good. And now as you breathe, we're going to travel up the spine. As we breathe, we're going to bring our attention again into our sacral area. So the area around our belly button. So right about that height. Just breathing into that energy center and relaxing. And then traveling up right into the area of the diaphragm, the solar plexus. You can bring a hand there even. It's the little soft part, where your ribs just start to separate. Right where your rib cage starts to separate, right here, your solar plexus. And put a hand on your solar plexus, 2 hands. Breathing into your solar plexus. Allow your shoulders to relax. It's just gentle. And as you do that, your diaphragm is right there as well. So we're bringing our diaphragm right on board. Let go of thinking, or I should say, just allow thinking and come back to your breath. Okay, good. So that's your solar plexus. So keeping your hands there and just breathing into that whole lower part of your body and just imagining that diaphragm starting to wave in what it was intended for, it's like a wave that expands on the in-breath, contracts on the out-breath. Good. So just connecting in with your feet and your seat. And then taking that next breath all the way up your spine to the top of your head. And if you like, on your next one, just holding it there. Holding it there with a relaxed jaw, relaxed eyes, relaxed mouth. And let it all go. Settling in. And checking out your body now. Okay, so when you're ready, just opening your eyes back up if they're closed. Checking, I moved through everything that I wanted to move through today. Yeah, deepening. We're deepening into our body. And when we deepen into our nervous system, as we have been doing, we start deepening more into our own inner knowing, our own intuition, what feels right for us. And that's our gut feeling that, we know if something's working for us or not. We know what feels right for us or not. But we've become very accustomed to taking that information in from outside of us. So this is really a connection back in with yourself, with your own knowing, your intuition, and your own natural, powerful healing abilities. So I would love to just check in with you before we say goodbye today and just see if there's anything that anybody wants to jump on and ask a question or make a comment. You can either you can raise your hand, I can find you, or you can pop it in the chat. Or maybe there's something unusual that happened to you that you're wondering, was this right? And again, there really is no right. There is really no right or wrong to this. So through the course of our time, we have moved through the top part. So we've gone through the face, the facial points. We've gone through the voice, the inner vibration, the inner sound, sigh. Breath is key, key, key. And then moving down into the lower half of the body below the diaphragm is when you're trying to convince yourself you're safe and you're trying to tell your pain to go away. I would invite you to just do that instead. Ah, beautiful. I'm so glad, Andrea. Yeah, because that really can kind of just keep you, upset for the day, right? All topsy-turvy. Yeah. Yeah. Breath and movement. Simple. They're so simple, easy to implement. Lynn will help me a lot going to family gatherings over Christmas. These are things you can do at the dinner table. You can feel your feet. You can start moving into your pelvis. You can start to feel safety. You can start looking around. You can start moving your eyes. And because when we start to get stressed, well, my eyes already go like this and I'm focused on one thing and I can't get away from it. Just start to move your eyes around the table. Look at everybody that's sitting there if family gatherings are stressful, and breathe. And you can start to appreciate the environment that you're in. Even when Uncle Joe says that thing that he says every year that you find incredibly hurtful and insulting, you're still looking at the room going, oh yeah, there he is doing his thing. Good, Cheryl. I'm glad, Charlotte. Awesome. You're welcome, Sharon. Yeah, I find the humming and vibration very, very helpful. Good, Pam. Welcome, Marjorie. Excellent. Good, Kim. Good, Kim. Good. Good. Ah, I see Rob coming on camera. Hello, hello. Yeah. So, yeah, take one part of this, take all of it into your week. Time. First time I've heard anybody mention the importance of the three lower chakras. Well, again, it's what the yogis have known for centuries that we now buy into because we have the medical technology that is proving it to us. Now we've got the vagus nerve. And if you look back in the ancient texts, they've been writing about this forever. So it's all good. Great. Oh, Corey, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm actually excited for 2025. A lot of us, you guys have been through a lot. I know that already. You know that brought you here. And so I say with these practices, we can really start to shift our experience in 2025. I know this. And we can start to work with the medical system, but perhaps moving into this equal partnership with the medical system and also our own practices. So we are not putting all of our reliance on all the great medications and injections that we have that are still limited, and start to move in to our bodies and actually start to implement some of these things. And I will guarantee you, because it's cause and effect, it's that over time, things will shift. Good. Getting to know my body. That's it. All right, everyone. I wish you a wonderful day. May see some of you tomorrow for embodied boundaries, or on Thursday. And if not, we'll have our very last class of Anchored next Tuesday, where we're going to bring it all together. All right. Take care, everyone. See you again. Look at